Hey everybody, welcome back to Two Nerds and a Podcast. Today we're going to be talking some music, which I feel like we haven't talked about in a hot minute. And we're talking about, I would say, a music artist that you and I have both liked basically since her first album, I would say. We're talking about Lady Gaga's new album, which
Gaga.
has like the greatest title ever. It's called Mayhem. And I was like, yes,
Yes.
excellent. Excellent. It has, if you haven't heard the biggest single off of this album, Abracadabra. I don't know where you've been living. Clearly
Obviously
not
not on TikTok.
on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, or just
Yeah.
on the radio. Like, you just have literally had your ears plugged this whole time. It's been everywhere. It's a great song. It's a bop. I love it. It's broken the solid listening of Bad Omens and Bring Me the Horizon. We snuck that one in there, and then I was like, you know what, I need to like listen to the album. It came out March 7th, so it's been out for almost 2 months. And I don't know if you've seen any of the clips from Coachella this year, but she was at Coachella, and I didn't see her entire set, but there was a transition of, oh my god, I can't think of what the other song is now. I don't know. There was one of her songs, and she transitioned into Abracadabra, and I was like, "Ooh, brilliant!" And also, like, her stages for Coachella looked really cool. But she's always been really artsy fartsy and over the top, so that was no surprise. What were your thoughts on the album, Casey? Overall, as a whole.
um Overall, I actually really liked it. I
Mm-hmm.
It's very long. It's a very long album actually. It's
Yeah,
like, let me see. It's like 15, 14 songs.
it is 14 songs.
14 songs.
Yeah, it's almost an hour worth of music. It's 53 minutes.
But I really, okay, so there wasn't really a song on there that I disliked.
There was a few that I like. I mean, I didn't mind listening to them, but like they're not going in the
Yeah,
greatest
no,
hits playlist for me.
they weren't like bad songs. Like, I didn't
Yeah, like the song
dislike
is
any
fine.
songs. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I definitely had like some of them. Okay, so my favorite songs, I would say, obviously Abracadabra.
Yeah.
Um, I like Vanish Into Me. That one's a good song.
Well, see, I didn't really care for that one.
Really.
Yeah.
I like How Bad Do You Want Me.
That one was good.
Those were like my two favorite, and then I like Disease. That one is a good one. The first one.
Disease was really good. I really like Disease and Garden of Eden. And I actually, which
Yeah.
I kind of found surprising, I really liked Perfect Celebrity. I don't like the beginning of the song, but once you get into the chorus, I'm all in.
Which one?
Perfect Celebrity.
Yeah, that one. Like, it's they're all very like unique songs.
Yeah.
Like, they're all like, and they're all like different too.
I was about to say the vibe is very mixed.
The vibe is super mixed with it. I will say, like, I like them. I like the more like upbeat
Mm-hmm.
songs. That's why,
More
like, How
dance
Bad You Want
pop.
Me is like, yeah, I really
Mm-hmm.
like that one. It kind of reminds me of like her from like her first album. That song gives me like
Yeah.
vibes from that
The
album.
Fame. Mm-hmm.
Yes, which I love.
Her
Um
first album is honestly the best one. It's so good.
yeah, it is front to back amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Um but I will say I didn't really care for Zombie Boy. I was like,
I didn't either. It was
this
kind
one,
of,
like, I could listen to it, but like if it like skipped on my playlist, like I would be okay with that too.
yeah, like if you honestly took it off the album, I wouldn't be like, oh, it's missing something.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, okay. Yeah.
yeah, honestly, Zombie Boy I thought was gonna be a little bit more of a bop than it actually is, because I was like, ooh, it's giving like Bring It On kind of vibes,
Yeah.
like that like cheerleader pop situation, but it just it kind of went meh. But yeah, I was really hoping, because it the first few songs were giving very like her first two albums, The Fame and then The Fame Monster. I'm like, ooh, are we basically gonna get like a third add on to that?
Hmm.
But then it like the later half of the album turns into a very 80s sounding, kind of like that pop synth little bit in there, and I was like, oh,
Hmm.
okay, so we're not going like it wasn't Lady Gaga's typical sound. So I was like, and I mean, she's got an amazing voice. She does some amazing things that are very signature to her songs. So like you can still tell they're a Lady Gaga song,
Yeah.
but again, like the vibe is such a like a mixed bag of stuff. So it was kind of like
Yeah,
she had written.
the vibe is definitely like a mixture for sure. But like you can't, like you were saying, like you can still tell it's
That
Lady
it's
Gaga.
her. Yeah,
Like it
it's
still
almost
has
like
like that like OG. Like I still feel like some of it like you can like kind of hear like different hints of like different
yes,
albums in there.
absolutely. That's what I was gonna say. Is it feels like she had written songs like almost in the essence of certain albums, but
Hmm.
like
Or
didn't
maybe
have
like
a
she wrote.
place to put them.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And so she was like, "We're just gonna put them all here. Like I have enough. Like almost like she wrote like 16 songs per album, but the studio was like, nah, you can only
Pepper.
include like 12. Pip is trying to add to the conversation, okay?
Yeah, he's got important things to say about Gaga.
Yeah, he's a big Gaga expert. But so it kind of seemed like she had like enough like song, maybe songs that like she half wrote and then was like, you know what, I'm gonna finish these and I'm gonna put
Mm-hmm.
them out there. So they're
Yeah,
still great. It just makes the vibe of the album like really, because I thought
it's kind of
again,
confusing almost when
yeah,
you listen
because
to it because it's like
it's
some of them make sense like together, but then it's like some of them are like just I don't know, felt really like random to me. Where I was just kind of
yeah,
like the Beast, like specifically, I did not like that song. To
I
me, it
didn't like
felt
it
like super
either.
random, and I was
Yeah,
like, I don't know how I like. It just feels like not in place with like the rest of the album.
yeah, the sound like didn't quite match anything, but also like it was what I would consider very explicit for Lady Gaga,
Yeah,
but like not like she normally like kind of like I don't know how to explain, but she uses a lot more like innuendo for things. This, you know exactly what she's talking about. Like you can't like you're not gonna see grandma walking down the street humming the song because she's like, oh yeah, yeah. It's not like, you know, like Poker Face or oh my gosh. I can't think of what the other one is. Where she talks about a disco stick. Is it I can't remember what it's
oh,
called. Let's have some fun. This beat is sick. I want to take a ride on your disco stick.
what is that
I
song called?
is it the? It's not the Fame. It's off that album. Now I have to look. Spotify. I need you to be on my side for like
Spotify's like heck
2
no.
seconds. They're like, not Love Game.
Love Game.
Yeah, and so
See,
like it's
yeah,
more normally more like catchy and like again, if you're not paying like that close attention, it will get stuck in your head. And if you sing it out loud, somebody will go, that's the song you're singing out loud, and you're like, I probably shouldn't do that, but oh well. um so yeah, it was just a very I don't know, yeah, I think that's one of the ones that stuck out the most out of this album that I was like, I
yeah. I
think
just
that
didn't feel like
one,
it like belonged, and I'm like, okay, not my favorite song. I didn't like hate it. Like again, I didn't really like hate any of the songs. Like
yeah,
I
it was
could
just
listen
like
to
one we
them.
could leave.
Yeah, like one that I'm like, okay, if it came up, I would skip it.
Yeah,
Compared to like some of the other songs.
yeah, Pip's agreeing in the background if you can't tell.
Dude, he's going hard on that.
Yeah, he's got strong Gaga opinions. But yeah, there
Yeah.
was a few songs that I was like, you know, this one sounds like it could have belonged off of the Fame, which is where I thought we were maybe getting like, because we had the Fame and then the Fame Monster, and then like, are we getting like a part three of that continuation? It's definitely the least harmonious of her albums. Also, I
Yeah.
thought too, because it's titled Mayhem, I thought we were going to go into songs about crazy things. I didn't realize that that meant the mixture of songs was going to be crazy.
It's all gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I'm like, it is mayhem, but it's not in the mayhem that I thought it was going to be. Somebody had a meme one time when Abracadabra first came out that they were like, Gaga is always at her best when she's like vaguely Catholic. And I'm
Yeah,
like, yeah, she really is.
I, she really, no, she really is. That's like her, like,
That
peak.
is just, yeah, that's where she
Like Judas
strives.
is
Ah,
such an amazing song.
yeah,
That's like top tier Gaga.
yeah. I think it's Shadow of Man. Yeah, Shadow of a Man I also really like too. I think we both are the same where we kind of like her more dancey pop
Hmm.
vibe songs. She I mean, don't get me wrong, she has made some stellar like slower emotional songs, but I feel like she's done a lot of that lately. So I was really
Hmm.
hoping for basically
Yeah, especially when she
the
was in like
Fame part
her
2.
like Star is Born era.
Yes, exactly.
She
Yeah,
definitely
she
had
kind
like a lot of
of
slower songs.
yeah, she it was like a stripped back, very, basic. She has the voice for it. She's got such an
Yeah,
amazing vocal
she
range.
does have a very good voice.
But I feel like a lot of like pop singers in particular right now, like nothing's been truly like a bop. Like you get a song here or there, but I feel like a lot of them haven't had a full collection like Lady Gaga's first couple of albums.
Also, I feel like like I don't know, it may just be me, but I feel like a lot of the pop songs like as of recently,
Mhm.
I mean, to be fair, I don't listen to pop regularly, but like when I think of like recent pop music, I think of like all of the like Sabrina Carpenter and
Olivia
like
Rodrigo and
yeah, and I'm like, okay, I'm kind of tired of that kind of pop music. Like, give me something fun and upbeat that I can like dance to.
yeah, I think the one thing that like the 2000s and the early 2010s did really well as far as pop music goes is bubblegum pop music.
Yes.
Like Katy Perry early days, Megan Trainor early days. We had, Britney Spears and like just kind of this where a lot of it didn't really like it wasn't meant to be like a super deep emotional song, but I feel like so many people complained that the music was either very sexual or very like about dumb things, and I'm like, music's allowed to be fun and not be serious. Like it
Yeah,
doesn't have
and
to
I
have a
love fun
huge
music.
yeah, it doesn't have to have a huge emotional value. I feel like that's where a lot of things, movies, music, TV shows, all of a sudden it's got to be a super deep, tragic, emotional thing. And I'm like, can we have enough of that in real life?
I'm just
Can
trying to have
we?
fun, okay? Especially
Yeah,
in this day and age, I need something that'll make me forget what else is happening in the world.
yeah. And also something that just makes you move. Like, I remember I was watching a TikTok recently, because obviously I am part of the millennial generation, so I'm that weird in between generation. But I love that like the newer generation saw like what was happening to us, and they were like, we're not gonna do it that way as most generations do. So like my favorite thing that I think is hilarious is like when we'd go to like school dances or the club, we'd be like in super high heels, tiny dresses. Like the most like one of the most uncomfortable outfits you can imagine. Not that Casey and I are any different nowadays when we get dressed up. It's got to be uncomfortable
Yeah.
but fashionable.
Oh,
um
yeah. Well, sometimes I do pick the most uncomfortable thing I can find.
Yeah. Yeah, Casey is like, can it be more uncomfortable? Yes, then let's make it that way. But
Yeah.
like, a lot of kids nowadays, like, it's fashionable to be like out and about dressed up in tennis shoes. Like, in high school, for me, that was the quirky alternative girl thing was to wear like Converse with your prom dress or Convert, like, or Vans to the school dance and stuff like that. Like, now that's just the norm. But I literally have never been to a club in the last like 10 years. But apparently like there's no dancing happening in clubs, and I feel like that's one, a generational problem, but also two, I feel like that's a music problem. I feel like not a lot
Yeah.
of music like makes you want to move. Also, TikTok, which is fabulous. I love the ones where it says like all the biker guys as soon as a Katy Perry song comes on, and it's just like these group of really tough looking guys like breaking it down to California girls. Like, does the song mean anything? No. Does it make you move your body? Yes. And
It's
that's
a
what we
jam
love.
though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a mood. Are you going to listen to it all the time? No. But gotta have some fun. So I was like hoping for Lady Gaga to go more in that direction. But honestly, her first couple of albums are so iconic that I don't
Yeah.
know if she'll ever top them. They're so good.
Yeah. I don't think so either. The first two are so good. Like the first like three.
Yeah. Also, completely, well, not completely unrelated, but Lady Gaga with black hair.
Oh, beautiful. The black
10
hair
out of
and no
10.
eyebrows is
Oh my
such a
gosh.
good look.
Yes. She looks absolutely stunning. Her performance at the Super Bowl when she had like the micro bangs.
Stunning.
Oh my gosh, yeah. But
Well, that
honestly,
album came out in
anytime
2007. Holy crap.
we're
Or
old.
2000. It came out January 1st, 2008.
Yeah. Yeah. That's weird. I was in the seventh grade. You were in the fifth.
What?
Okay, Lady Gaga's first album is pretty much as old as our friendship is.
That's crazy.
But let's see. I think I have let's see. Oh, her first album was 15 songs. So
I
she's
don't know
got
why. This one
that.
just felt like super long to me.
I think because it was such a weird mix.
Mix of everything. Yeah.
Yeah, and then oh, that's the deluxe edition. I was like the deluxe edition of the Fey Monsters 23 songs, but that's the
Well,
deluxe.
also,
So,
like this, so her first album is 54 minutes long, and this
mhm.
one, I think it's like 80, or no, it's 50. Maybe I don't know what's wrong with me. I just felt like it was so long. I was like, oh my God, this is like super long, but like maybe I'm just dramatic.
I think because she had like all her kind of more for the most part her more fast-paced stuff in the beginning and then the
Yeah,
slower
it kind of
stuff at
like
the
dragged
end.
on.
Yeah, it's like a weird again, it's a really weird mix of songs because like Abracadabra, I would say, is the most danceable song on this album. But like
Yeah,
Disease is pretty close. So like the fact that we started with Disease and then went right into Abracadabra, I was like, oh, okay, cool. And then again, we went into Garden of Eden, and I'm like, okay, when she's vaguely Catholic, we're on the
right. We're still
money.
going strong here.
Yeah, and then Perfect Celebrity, I was like, okay, we're doing like a little social commentation, which she does with a lot of her songs. 10 out of 10. Vanish into You, still was going strong. And then Killa was okay. Not, again, not one of my favorite songs. And then we hit Zombie Boy, and I was like,
Yeah, I'm like,
and
I don't know where we're going at this point.
yeah, yeah. And then Love Drug, I thought we were going to get a, like, oh my god, I can't think of a Born This Way kind of situation. And
Hmm.
I'm like, okay, so maybe that's the vibe, but then it like changes immediately after to How Bad Do You Want Me? And I'm like, okay, what are we doing?
You're like, okay, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't understand what's happening. So yeah, I feel like the the theme was there and everything that goes with it. It just like the music didn't quite stay on theme.
Yeah, it was a little all over the place for sure.
And almost like it's not that any of her albums are necessarily bad, but like I know her art pop album, I think I like two songs off of that album. Otherwise I
Yeah,
was
that
like,
one. I don't think I even like listened to that one all the way through.
yeah, I listened to a few ones. Like I like the song titled Art Pop and I like Applause. So the
Yeah,
only two
applause.
songs.
Hmm.
Applause had its moment in the sun though. It got very popular, especially amongst YouTubers for whatever reason, which is how I ended up listening to it. I think it was also in the YouTube Rewind for that year. Um,
What?
yeah, yeah, it was a weird time, 2013. The Fame monster, Born This Way, all very strong, all very Lady Gaga themed, all very good, back to front, front to back, every which way. And then we hit art pop, and you go, okay. And I think that was her most, because it's art pop, it's literally the most experimental out of all her albums. And then that's
Yeah.
when she kind of started getting into her. She had her Joanne album, and then her Stars Born stuff. And we're like, oh, okay. And then she brought it back with Chromatica, which I think I've only listened to through once. Maybe. I literally don't recognize most of these song titles, so I should probably actually listen to that. That
You're
was
like,
a
actually,
2020 album.
what?
So when did it? When in May of 2020. So this was a
5 years ago?
yeah.
Oh my god, that's crazy. That's a half a decade ago.
Don't say it like that.
I know, dude. Doesn't it sound crazier when you say it that way?
Yeah, yeah, it does. But yeah, she kind of got into her more singer songwriter, like Chromatic Dawn of Chromatica and Chromatica were kind of like her like stickouts for that like era of her music, because then for Top Gun she wrote a very singer songwriter kind of song, which was okay. Although I did think it was funny because her song for Top Gun, which is called "Hold My Hand," I believe. Yeah, it's called "Hold My Hand." It's a beautiful song. She's got a beautiful voice. Um, I did think it was funny though because they used it in like all of their advertising material. Anything Top Gun related, if it didn't have the Top Gun theme, it had her song in it. She had a
Yeah.
whole big music video and all of this, and she looked very beautiful in the music video. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I went and saw the movie, and during the iconic beach scene of Miles Teller shimmying in the sun, it's a One Republic song. And I was like, oh, you thought the Lady Gaga song was going to be the song of the movie? Not when One
Yeah,
Republic is in
right.
there. Yeah, joke's on you, the One Republic song. And you put it in the beach scene. Like, any song, you could have put any song in the beach scene and it would have been instantly famous. Um, but yeah, so now it kind of seems like she's trying to find her way back into like her roots of the original Lady Gaga, which was a wild
Mhm.
time. I mean, we had the bacon dress, we had the Lady Gaga that like when somebody presented her with her actual name, she's like, I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
Which honestly,
Um,
same sometimes. People go, "Are
I
you
yeah,
Jamie?" I'm like, I don't know who that is. I gotta go. Bye.
those were the good times. Also, that's so crazy that like in wait, in like 3 years, her first album would be out for 20 years.
Yeah. Yep. That's
That's
insane.
crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my god, time is going by too fast.
Yep. The years start coming and they don't stop coming.
I know. I'm about to be 29.
29? Like, literally, you've got 5 days left being 28. Not even full
I
days
know.
either.
And then it's my last good year of life before it all goes downhill.
Yep. Yep. Your
Uh,
body will break down further. Your back will hurt all the time.
which is bad because I already like cannot even
Your knees
like
will crunch a little
walk.
more.
Like walking is like just already a struggle for me, okay? And like when I get old, I'm going to be fucked because I'm going to be like have to be put in a bubble.
Yeah, I always tell people, especially like the people that are older than me at work, and they complain about being old. I'm like, growing old isn't for the weak, I'll tell you that.
No, I'm not ready. But
No.
I still have one good year left, I think.
Yeah, we can hope.
And then I'm gonna start having to be like, I can't. These people in their 20s are just can't keep
Yeah.
up. I can't keep up
Yeah.
with these people in their 20s.
Well, that, and then you're gonna have people in their 20s start calling people that are only slightly older than them old, and I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm I'm friends. So I am friends with a group of moms, right? They're like twice my age. They're like almost my parents' age. They're between my age and my parents' age. but I'm also friends with their children who,
You're like in that weird in between.
yeah, I am literally the classic millennial where I am literally the in between of everything all the time.
Yeah.
Um, but the group of kids, the ones that I talk to on the regular, the oldest is 25, and the youngest is she's going to be 21 in June. And so
It's
some of
crazy.
them will say something about, you know, a 28-year-old, a 27-year-old, about being old. And I was like, guys, I'm literally right here. What do you
Stop
mean?
it.
What do you mean? And they're like, not
Yeah,
you. And
also
I'm
it's
like,
like, yeah, also when like these like early people, like people in their early 20s start talking, and then I'm like, oh my god, I'm like getting so old because I really don't understand what you're saying to me at all. um
yeah.
it's
Especially
like,
when the
man,
lingo
I
comes out.
yeah, I have to like keep up with it. Like, that's why I stay on TikTok, because TikTok keeps me up to date
Yeah.
on the lingo that the kids be
Be
saying.
saying. There's some of them I still can't get behind, like yacht. Never.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm
Some of them I
no.
don't understand, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I am truly an old person now because I will be selective about which ones I adopt into my regular vocabulary. Like yeet was a good
Yeet.
one. When that started getting popular, I'm like, what do you mean? I don't understand. And then they're like, it's like throw. So I use yeet all the time. I use it at work a lot. I'm like, just yeet it over there. Like it's
Just
yeet.
eat it.
And so all of my like younger coworkers are just like, did you just say yeet in the workplace? Yes, I did. Leave me alone. But also, like, I am now like the adult. Like when they're like, "Oh, I need a manager," that's me. Like I have to problem solve now. So I'm like,
Which sucks. It's awful. I wish I was like 21 and I just could like not, I didn't have to think for myself. I could be like, hey,
yeah,
somebody else,
yeah.
think for
You need
me.
a proper adult, not a pre-adult, not a young
Yeah,
adult. You need an
I
adult.
and that's me, and I can't. I don't want
Yeah,
to.
yeah. It's supposed to be an adult doing adult things. Like I see like other like people like younger than me. Like I was just talking about this with one of my friends who she's 21. Um and she's like, it's so weird that so many of my friends are getting married. And I was like, mm-hmm. First of all, that gets worse as you get older, but also two, wait until they start having children. That's
On purpose.
weird. Yeah. And then like it's not like my cousin is having a baby. Not my cousin, my cousin's daughter is having a baby, right? And I'm like, I don't think she's a teenager. I feel like she's over a teen. She's 22.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
gosh.
oh, yeah,
Yeah,
definitely
and then they start
not.
having like multiple, and I'm over here
Oh,
like, oh,
yeah.
dude.
But it's not
I,
even scandalous. Like if they're not like at
yeah,
a teen pregnancy, it's not like it's normal. They're at a normal childbearing age. And I'm like, that's so weird. But also like cuz they live in California, so I'm like, how do you have money for that? To be
yeah,
fair,
I
they
don't,
don't live like anywhere near LA, so that's probably why.
sometimes I'm like, there's no way that this is like the same income that like people are feeding their children with,
Or
because
yeah, for sure. Or buying a
um
house with.
yeah, or like having multiple children, because my
The
cat
multiple children
is
is what gets
expensive
me. Yeah.
already. I cannot.
And
I
like
cannot.
I do understand like a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's because you got to stop spending your money on you and you got to spend it on the kids," which is fine,
No.
but well, but
Oh,
like I don't even have like enough money to like buy a house and still feed myself on the
yeah.
paycheck that I earn at 40 hours a week as a
Yeah, it's
manager.
crazy. I don't know how some people have like multiple I'm like, how do you,
And when
that's
they're in
crazy.
sports or they do any like outside activity or they're in private school, I'm like, how? 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 And like their job's not much better than mine. So I'm like,
Yeah, I don't know. It's a very, it's very, I don't know.
yeah.
Not for me though. Not for me.
You'll take the cat and leave it at that.
Yeah, me and my cat, we're just chilling.
Yeah,
Ow.
you didn't even buy or adopt. You just picked him up out of the street and went, oh,
I
I
stole
guess he's
him.
mine.
I said, "You're coming home with me." It
And he was like,
must be so
sure thing,
confusing to
crazy
be a
lady.
cat or like an animal because, like,
Yeah,
imagine just like he doesn't know where he is anymore because I've moved
correct.
him around so much, and I'm just like, "Yep, this is mine."
Yeah, like if
Um,
he got outside, he can't echolocate home. Like he could
yeah,
never.
yeah. So he's lucky he's cute because he is very bad.
He's not
Sometimes I'm like,
bad.
I should have never picked you up.
He's just a floor
He's
surfer.
very bad.
That's
Okay,
all.
he ate two of my chargers the last week. Two, not one, but two of them. I came home and I went to charge my phone and it was
Yeah.
chewed up. And then I was like, okay, all right. I had another one and I came home and what do you know? That one was also chewed up. I was like,
Oh
all right,
my gosh.
back outside. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god, no.
Oh, he's so bad. I can't. Um,
Oh gosh.
yeah, he just likes to eat shit, and I don't know, can't get him to stop eating just stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gonna result in some high vet bills one day.
Yeah, if he doesn't stop, little shithead.
Oh gosh. I like that we started off talking about Lady Gaga and now we're talking about your cat.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's not an episode if we don't get off topic at least once.
That's fair. That's what this podcast is, honestly.
Yeah,
We're just yapping. And you guys are
it's
just
a
here
big
for the
yap
ride.
sesh.
Truly, truly.
Next week, or next episode,
Mm-hmm.
is a fun episode because it's my birthday episode.
It's our 29th.
I'm gonna be 29. Oh my god,
Yeah,
I can't wait.
29th birthday episode. You would have seen Poppy for the second
Yes,
time with your own eyes, except in a
yes,
solo concert this time instead of a festival.
yes. I can't wait.
Very
Um,
excited.
yes, me and Jamie are very excited. We're gonna see Poppy and we're gonna have a great time with the girly metal girlies.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, I bet you anything there's gonna be so many pretty girls. They're all gonna
Oh
look
my
so
gosh.
cute.
I know, I can't wait. It's gonna be such a great time. I love this one. I mean, it's not on my birthday, but it's close enough. I love birthday concerts. Last year, I saw Bring Me the Horizon on my birthday,
Oh
which I don't know if anything can top that.
no. Unless you saw
Um,
Bad Omens on your birthday. That's it.
yeah, yeah. But it was yeah, that's it's just like a fun thing to do, you know? And like it's
Yeah.
cool that she's playing like right super close to my birthday, so
Yeah. Is this one in Vegas or in Arizona?
it's in Arizona, it's in Tempe, Phoenix, basically.
Ugh. I don't like Phoenix. Not that there's
Yeah, so
necessarily anything wrong with Phoenix. I've just never had good experiences in Phoenix.
Phoenix is not my preferred like place,
City. Mm-hmm.
which is funny because I live in Arizona, but like if there's a concert between like Phoenix and Vegas, obviously I'm picking Vegas.
Yeah. I feel like, well, obviously, Vegas is like meant for stuff like that.
Yeah.
They're meant for
Also,
festivals
Phoenix
and
is just
stuff.
like
How
it's
far is
just I
Phoenix
don't
from you? Because Vegas is only a couple
know.
hours, so
Vegas
is
is like
Phoenix
an hour
further?
and a half. Phoenix is like 2.5, 3 hours.
Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty far. So we're getting a hotel
Yeah, for
because
sure.
tired. Although I have
Yeah.
done it. One time me and Corey went to a concert in Mesa and we drove back the same night.
Oh my.
It
See,
was I mean,
driving
I didn't
there's
drive.
not
He did
too
my night.
bad, but the driving home is what gets me.
I've driven, yeah, when I lived in Portland one time, or like in Oregon,
Hmm.
we drove to Seattle, which was like 6 hours, and we drove
Yeah.
back the same night.
Oh no.
Yeah, we didn't go home till like 4 in the morning.
Oh, absolutely not. I would have
Yeah, it
gladly
was,
paid for a hotel at that point.
yeah, it was brutal. I don't know why we did that. Well, one of them we forgot, like we didn't realize the concert was like that week. And we were like,
Yeah.
whoopsie.
Like,
Um,
whoops.
that's just how. Listen, that's what I get for being like the type B friend. Nothing is ever planned. That's why I have type A friends like Jamie.
And other Jamie's
No,
pretty. Nah, other Jamie's like the in between. Like, she'll
yeah,
pick the
she's very in
event.
between.
She'll pick the event, get us all to go, and that's about as far as it goes.
Yeah, but she is a little more organized than me. I'm just like, I don't. The planning will come when I feel
When
like
the
it
event is
needs to.
here.
Exactly. Um, we'll figure it out. We'll wing it. It's fine. We're not winging it this time. We're doing good. We're not drinking. Okay, this is our first
Yeah, don't
Phoenix
be
trip since the
silly.
last incident, so we're gonna have a great time. We're gonna just we're gonna do the opposite. We're just gonna be in the clouds.
Yeah. Well, once you get into the venue, you can do whatever you want. Just don't pregame too hard.
Yeah.
Can't be too silly
Um.
beforehand. Only silly at the event.
Yeah. I don't know why I just need to be like so silly all the time, girl. Like just you could be sober for once. It's fine.
No.
No.
You were born to
I
be a
don't know.
silly goose.
Not me. No. Since let's circle back to Lady Gaga since we got off
Yeah.
topic. My bad. I'm
Um
like, and back to what we were talking
and
about.
back to the original subject of this episode. I would say overall it's probably like a 6.5, 7.
I would say 7.
It's got some good bangers on there. It's just not like I'm not gonna listen to the whole album.
Same.
Like a few of her other albums, one I like more, and two I like more of the album or the whole album. Um, but I do like we're getting. I do, even though it's as chaotic as it is, I do like the kind of where you can tell like what, or at least it feels like what album it should actually belong on.
Hmm.
Or like I feel like this is kind of like her bridging album from her singer songwriter stuff to kind of maybe back to her roots as an artist.
That's what yeah,
um
that's what kind of feels like.
yeah, it's almost like the art pop album except way better, but also not necessarily experimental and new sounds, just experimental in playing with the old
Yeah,
sounds.
I agree. I thought it was good. There's definitely songs that I'm going to like add to like my listening
For sure.
time.
For sure.
Um, like How Bad Do You Want Me is like probably my favorite song off that album. I really like that song actually a lot.
Nice, nice, nice. I think my favorite. Hmm. It would help if I was looking at the correct album. I was like, none of these songs are the songs we just talked about. It's not that album.
You're like, wait a minute.
I want to say it's either going to be Perfect Celebrity or Shadow of a Man for me.
Those are good ones.
And I also think
I
Abracadabra does not count because
I don't
that
think
came out
so.
as a single and it's a bop all its own.
Yeah, that's a different breed of song. That doesn't
Yeah.
count.
I was
It's a
also
good song. Everybody
surprised.
likes that song.
Yeah, at the end of this album was Die with a Smile featuring Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
I feel like that song's been out for ages.
Yeah, I didn't realize that that was on this album. And then I was like, I was listening to it, and then I was like, it got to like the chorus, and I was like, oh, I've heard this song before.
Oh
But I
yeah,
think I've
it
heard it
did.
on
It came
TikTok.
out in 2024.
What? And they just
Yeah.
tacked it onto this album.
Yeah, I guess they were just like, "Oh, we'll put it in here." But she's done like about 3,000 versions of Die with a Smile, so but yeah, so I wasn't expecting it to be on the end of this album and I was like, "What is that doing here? Isn't that an older song?"
What are you doing
Um
here?
yeah, so I guess I don't know, maybe if she had this album in the works to come out earlier and then it just got delayed. I don't know. But it was a good album. I would recommend listen if you like Lady Gaga, I would recommend listening to it, especially if you like her older stuff or her
At
iconic
least once
stuff.
all the way through.
Yeah, give it a listen. Tell us what songs you like. Leave in the comments below. We'd love to know. Tell us your least favorite
Tell us what you
song.
thought of the vibes.
Yeah. Did you like the chaotic vibes? Did you not like the chaotic vibes? The one thing I love about Lady Gaga is because she always has such a strong theme, like not only with the subject of the songs and the sounds of the songs, but all of the promotional content, all of the design, graphic design and photo design, all the music videos and stuff like that. So this one felt a little odd, but she's going on tour with this album. I'm like, ooh, I kind of want to go. I think she'd
Yeah,
be
it'd be
amazing to
fun.
see.
Oh, I bet she's amazing live.
I'm like, again, if you ever like YouTube any of her performances and things like that, like I'm telling you, the recent Coachella one, she was at freaking Coachella and her stage was absolutely amazing. So
Yeah.
she's got the team that can do the job. So I can't even imagine like an actual tour for her is probably insane.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
But yeah, I think that's all we have for you guys this episode. Make sure to leave your comments down below. Don't forget to follow us on all the social media to one celebrate Casey's birthday episode next
Yay.
week. Woo woo woo. Um,
29?
and 29. Um,
29?
be prepared for us to be saying that a lot in the next episode, like a lot. Also
Like a
just in
lot.
this next year, people are gonna be like,
Yeah.
"How old? She's 29." It's just gonna.
29?
um, and we will see you guys in the next episode. So bye.
Bye. 29?